Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time, and today is a random draw winner. But it comes with some interesting side bits. So just really quick, if you're unaware, when I do a random draw, it's you can always see it at the end of the episode as well. On random draw episodes, you will see it at the end. So at the end of this one, you'll see another random draw. But speaking of which. Well, let me first get into this is CrossCode. This is the third time I react to it on the channel. First heard it in late 2023. And we're going to be hearing Gaia's Garden and Bergen Trail, both from the channel Dennis Akbalut, who is the composer. This is their channel. And this is requested by kiwixstyle and Kapitein KOEK. Now, before I get started, this is pretty insane to me, but the last random draw, which was a user named Kapitein KOEK, won for Terra Enigma, and I was talking about like how that reminds me of like Earth and everything, and the word Gaia was mentioned, and then we rolled, and then Gaia's Garden was picked, and I thought that was kind of funny. Ooh, ah. And then in this video, Kapitein KOEK is part of the winning of this one. So I don't know if you're watching Kapitein KOEK, I'm pretty sure you are, but if you are, go play the lottery, because that is insane. This is a CrossCode. I don't remember what it sounds like. I really don't. It's been a while. It's been almost a year. But let's get into it. This is the official channel. So we are starting off with Gaia's Garden, which I'm assuming has to do with Earth. Or maybe that's the character's name in this case. Gaia's Garden, CrossCode. Ooh. Wacky instruments. Well, not wacky, but different instruments that I'm used to. Something's coming. Does this play at nighttime? It has a very nighttime sound to it. Gosh, I really hope it does, because I can see the moon. I don't know, it's just really outside right now. I love soundtracks like this. I'm not afraid to use like a bunch of different sounds. Kind of know what I was expecting looking at the cover art. I was expecting more like maybe electronic. Oh, that was it. What is that? Is that a fretless bass? What is that? Doom, doom, doom. That's it. Huh. Whoa. Oh, that song length was just enough for me to be like teased. I was like, that was like one loop, it feels like. Yeah, so sometimes it depends on how I feel, really. For those that don't know, like I said earlier, I've heard this game twice before. I do not remember what it sounds like. It's been a while. I've heard many songs since then. And there will be times, depending, again, like just how my mood is, like, oh, maybe I'll go check out, what that sounded like back then. Just to kind of refresh myself or something. But there's times where I see that as an opportunity. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but I'm just being honest. There'll be times where I see it as an opportunity and be like, you know what, let's just hear it again. Because the more I can experience something for first time, the better, right? It's like I get to relive it in a way. And for me, that's pretty big. I don't like to I I don't really like to have an expectation. It happens automatically whether we want to or not. Sometimes we just assume something's going to be a certain way or something. I like to be surprised. I like to for example, like in this case, that sounded brand new to me, even though I've heard this game 2 times already. So now, what that does now is that ignites sort of this curiosity again, where I can now go back to watch those, excited now that I've heard this one. So I don't know if that makes any sense. So there's kind of ups and downs to each of those. Like I said, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, let's go hear it again, or just to relive it because I don't remember. But when I was going into this one, I really thought I always go based off of the image, right? Because it's all I can really work with. I was thinking more, something like that. It just kind of looks like that to me. It looks very action-y, the pose and the color choices looks very futuristic. I was not expecting this kind of outside nature-esque nighttime feeling ambient thing. I don't know. That was really, really cool. Sounded like I was just kind of traversing through a jungle really stealthily, but it sounded I really like soundtracks like this though. Like it always reminds me of these certain games I play, like these collectathon style games, something like Crash or A Hat in Time. I've heard some of the Mario games are like this too, where you're just kind of like in different sporadic fantasy worlds, and the music is almost like whimsical, cartoon-like, but it's still meant to be taken kind of seriously. And this is very serious. Like you can tell, there's like a craft here. Where I don't know how to explain it, but it sounds almost childlike, but it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. Either way, I was not expecting it based on how it looks, which is a pretty common thing to say. Don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes I kind of have no choice. Before I click play, I have the title of the song and whatever image the uploader put as the thumbnail. In this case, I had the option to hear 2 more songs, which I ignored, but now I got to hear the rest of them. I still have another song to go to, by the way. But yeah, I just was not expecting this kind of really ambient thing. It sort of reminded me very, very slightly, not even... I almost don't want to say reminded me of, but it just made the thought come into my head, which is Final Fantasy 11. A lot of 11's music, I think, is very underrated, and a lot of it sounds very outdoors and kind of borderline mystery, and I don't know. It's weird, but it's cool. It's great. One thing I really like about this, by the way, it says right here, this is his official channel. So it says, if you like this music, please consider purchasing the album. Thank you so much for your support. And he's got 2 Bandcamp links, playlist. He's got a Twitter at SIRAQUMON. List of album artwork. Awesome. This channel only has 2,000 subscribers, which is wild. I never heard of CrossCode, so I don't know how big of a deal the game is, but same thing here. Same exact description, everything. This is Bergen Trail. Don't know what that means. I'm guessing a location. I'm guessing both of these are locations in game. I don't know what kind of game it is. And this time I'm not going to look at anything. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This is a really short song, though. This is Bergen Trail. Now, I don't know much, but I think Bergen relates to Germany somehow. I could be totally wrong on that. Anyways, Bergen Trail. Is this all him playing the instruments? Again, outdoorsy sounding. over and I don't really have any... That went by so fast. I didn't really like get any setting from that besides, I'm just gonna go off of the song title, Bergen Trail. Does this whole game, is it mostly outside centered, very nature? Because both these songs really put me in this sort of like outside jungle kind of mentality. This one, although, had a little... I'll tell you what it did give me. It didn't give me much of a setting, but more of an emotional attachment to it, where it felt a sense of urgency, but like a light one. Like a very slight raise in the action. Say you're, I don't know, just traversing the world undetected or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, a couple of enemies see you and they're attacking you, but not enough to like full on, you know what I mean? I don't know. It just seemed like some action ramped up, or they seen you and then they're chasing you. It definitely felt a little bit of a chase, but that was kind of like all I got from it. It was a little short, but it's fine. I guess it's just in my head. It's just really conflicting with what I see. I was really expecting some futuristic. I really wonder what I said in those past two videos. I wonder if I said the exact same thing. But I mean, it just totally looks like it. Even the font. The font looks like it was, you know, the year 3000. There's like technological advancement or something. Even the suits, everything. Yeah. So the music is totally like the opposite of what I expect. I'm hearing primitive and really cool nature sounds with really nice synths, but I'm seeing, you know, boop, 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 boop. Okay, I mean, both songs are fantastic. Clearly, this composer knows what they're doing. I wonder if they did everything themselves. I heard some really cool bass there. I think that was a standout for me. The bass and the synth. The synth had this really like almost 80s synthwave kind of thing going on. But the bass was kind of just grooving along, and it seemed to be more of the lead instrument. You can very much hear it. There was a lot of room for it to be heard. No guitars to take up the space or anything, just very floaty. That was so, I mean, excuse the lack of words, but it was great. But I feel like it wasn't enough time for me to process something. If anything, both the songs, and I don't really see that as a bad thing, to be honest. It's not like I always have to have something to say. I'll always react different. But both of these songs had me interested. Like, I was fully paying attention to them. They had my undivided attention. And then before I know it, it was over. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's not that I was like, oh, I'm blank, I got nothing. It's just, I was like, oh, it's over. You know, like I was just kind of getting into this adventure mode in my head. Lots of sounds, and I feel like the whole soundtrack based off of those two. I gotta hear the other two now, so I can hear all four. But I'm gonna assume the whole soundtrack has this kind of upstanding quality to it. Production value is really good. Everything is. I want to say that the music for this game really fits the locations or whatever's happening. It just feels that way, you know. It just feels that way. Let me know. This time I'm not going to look up anything. I'm not going to look up screenshots or anything. All I know is the composer and that I've heard this game before twice, which I don't remember. And maybe the next time I do it, maybe then I'll remember, but who knows. But maybe now I can remember it as that one game that looks nothing like how it sounds, at least by the the imagery. Okay. Well, that was really good. So yeah, check out the channel Dennis Akbalut. Pretty cool. I'm assuming they have the whole soundtrack on their channel. I would have to assume. So thank you, or well, congratulations to kiwixstyle and Kapitein KOEK, but thank you for the request as well. But speaking of the wheel of random draw, we have to do it again. That was already weird to begin with the whole, like, one of the users being on here 2 times, but just so you guys know that there's thousands of entries here. These are all requests in my backlog. There's thousands here. You see all those little individual lines? Yeah, so that's why it's so crazy that they're on here twice. Anyways, we're gonna spin and see what we get. CrossCode. Oh yeah, what's it called? CrossCode too. So many questions. Wonderful 101 tables turn. I have no idea what that is. I've never even heard of that. Okay. Only one request for it from TN Manser. That is the only request for that game. I've never heard of that, but there you go. What was it called? Wonderful 101 tables turn. All right, cool. Well, congrats to them. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you to all my patrons here. Go support Dennis. I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy.